This is Dabu 7. We have what's being called a serious threat now affecting Georgia, as the state is saying that they're stopping all poultry sales across the board. This is affecting chicken, any feed or anything that goes into it, all the eggs. As you can see here, this is just one of many images here on the right of the shelves completely emptied out. We're seeing this all over the place. The link that I have here, you can scroll down it and you can see place after place after place. People are saying, is this real? And others are like, it's very real. There's an egg shortage. And as you can see on the left here, these are the notes and the letters that are being left to the people saying, due to this egg shortage, they are only letting people get 2 per family, including all varieties at this one store. It's a little different depending on where you go, but it's the same. The price is going through the roof. So they're trying to cite this situation out of Georgia as being the thing taking it to the next level. You can see there the price there as of Monday, and it just continues to go through the roof here in this instance. You can see here across the United States the commercial flocks by state that have been affected thus far. It's California, Georgia, Ohio, and yeah, just a lot of people out there saying, yeah, this is ongoing if you're not paying attention, all over the place. Maybe you haven't been to the store in more than a week or so. Maybe you are seeing this and you're trying to figure out, how do I mitigate the damage? Well, I tried to get some chickens this spring, and that will help for sure. But if you get them, you might want to hide them, because if the FDA or whoever knows you got them, they could try to come a knocking with their scam. Anyway, join me on the live streams Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, where I'm talking about this and a whole lot more. 9 p.m. Eastern right here on W77.
All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, the elder bishops of Great Millstone, who rule very well, very beautifully. Double salutations to the Akim out here pushing this gospel of truth and sincerity to the best of their ability, given to them by Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Peace, blessings, and salutations be unto the elect scattered abroad. May the election of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Lord willing, fall upon your houses. This is Brother Commander Watts from the Arizona Great Millstone Camp, coming back at you, Lord will, with that edifying lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Lord will. It is edifying, Lord will. It is straight to the point. You know, and as you had seen, you know, in that video that Dabu 7, you know, had done, which, you know, is touching on basically what's going on over there in Georgia, as far as, you know, the eggs, you know, being damn near non-existent in some stores, man. Right, a lot of these shelves are being bare. Right, they're rationing the food, right, because of it. Right, a lot of these farmers are being hit as well, man. You know, as far as them being taxed and forced to, you know, really cull some of their livestock because of this, you know, this bird flu that's going around. You know, because that's the reason why, right? They got this bird flu going around with H5N1 or something like that. Is going around and infecting, you know, these chickens and they're killing it, which, you know, 2 Corinthians 2:11, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. We understand that just like the Crown Vic Royale, right? Esau is ultimately the one that created this disease, right? Disease, right? And was spreading it, right? So we understand that Esau is doing the same thing now, right? As well as he's gathering up, you know, food and whatnot, right, for his bunkers and shit, right? So we understand what's going on, but nonetheless, right, this whole situation, right, is causing a famine, right, which when you go into that word famine, it goes into a shortage of, right? And again, we're seeing this shortage, right, happening really all over America, right? Not just here, not just in Georgia, not just, you know, in the southern or eastern states, right? Hey, over here in Arizona, right? I did a lesson, I want to say maybe a week and a half back, right, touching on how they're rationing here in Arizona already, man, right? Milk, toilet paper, eggs, right? They're already starting to ration some of those things at certain stores here, you know? So really it's just hitting America as a whole, right? A famine, right, is hitting America as a whole, you know? And I have this article as well, right, to back it up. This is a pretty lengthy article, so I'm just going to get this title and a few bullet points, you know, that they have at the beginning, and then, you know, grab some scriptures, man. This is, it says on Natural News, it says food supply under strain. Major plant closures signal broader challenges for U.S. agriculture and the food supply, right? It says Purdue Farms announced the closure of its Monterey, Tennessee plant, resulting in 433 job losses due to shifting market demands and operational challenges, right? It says the closure is part of a broader trend affecting rural communities, with local officials working to assist displaced workers and economic stability, right, and support economic stability. Tyson Foods recently shut down 3 facilities, eliminating over 1,000 jobs as part of a new strategy to operate more efficiently amid declining cattle supplies and rising costs. It says the agricultural sector faces multiple challenges, including labor shortages, high input costs, and changing consumer preferences, leading companies to reevaluate and consolidate operations. Right, because as the prices go up, as you know, the supply goes down, people have to really, you know, change their buying and spending habits, man, or their buying and eating habits, right? What they eat. Right? A lot more people are starting to eat, you know, what they call struggle meals, man, right? Top ramen, sandwiches, and whatnot. I was just talking to one of my coworkers, man. You know, he had to move back in with his parents, right? Moved back from Florida, had to move in with his parents, and you know, we're in the same trade. We make decent money, man. You know, and he's still struggling. You know, that just shows you, right, the position that these people are in. We're really everybody's in. You know, we're not exempt as well, right? We deal with that financial instability as well, but nonetheless, right, as a whole, right, the whole world, right, really, all, you know, I mean, really mainly here in America, right, is going through some pressure, man. You know, some major pressure, you know, and those are the bullet points I wanted to grab. As you can see, it's a pretty lengthy lesson. It kind of just, you know, explains those bullet points, you know, more in depth, you know, which you can look it up, Natural News. You can even type in this header right here, you know, and it'll pull up this article for you. You can do a little bit, you know, more reading yourself, man. These plants are closing down, again, causing job loss. People are losing their jobs. They're not able to, you know, continue to pay their bills, let alone pay for the high food prices, man. Right? So with plants closing down, animals getting basically what they're calling euthanized, right? Prices are skyrocketing on certain products, right? Especially eggs. You know, personal testimony, I went to the store, I want to say a couple weeks ago. Actually, yeah, it was like, a couple weeks ago to buy eggs, right? And literally, I want to say a month and a half ago, the eggs were at like $19 and some change, right? $20 and some change. Now they're at $27, $28. Right, within a month, right, they're already skyrocketing. So, hey, we're looking at, you know, inflation, you know, which is, you know, gradually, actually pretty fast now, turning into hyperinflation, right, which you can look those two terms up, right? Inflation is basically when, you know, a product, right, that everybody uses, right, is in low supply, meaning there's less of something, which makes that value, right, the value of it going up. And this is what we're seeing, right? There's not as much, you know, chicken, right? Not as much, you know, eggs, you know, because it's not just the eggs, right? It's all these different egg products, right? Products that have eggs in them, right? Baking products, you know, again, chicken, you know, a whole bunch of stuff, man, you know, is being, the price is going up and or being taken off the shelves because of certain, again, diseases or whatnot, you know, causing, again, across the board, all out inflation, again, turning into hyperinflation, you know. And I want to grab this, right? This is 2nd Ezra 16 and verse 17. It says, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? And we're approaching, right, Jacob's trouble, right, which is not just encompassing, you know, Esau, Edom coming in, which, you know, everybody's been going in hard, especially with, you know, Trump, you know, this mass deportation, you know, and the different laws and executive orders that he's signing in, right? Basically allowing for him to, you know, to come into homes, schools, churches, whatnot, right? Work sites, right? In order to get rid of, you know, really those who are against Esau's system, right? Because again, right, I mentioned 2 Corinthians 2:11, right? We understand what he's doing. and why he's doing it, right? He has an NWO and agenda, right, to establish, right? So again, you are going to have Esau Edom coming in like a flood, sparing none, as it says in 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, around the 70th verse, but it's also going to encompass, apparitions, people seeing these, these demonic creatures, right? Newly created beasts, even, right, as we're reading, famines, man, right? People starving, right? People not having enough food, not having enough water, These are the times that we're coming into, right? It says right here, verse 18, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine, right, and great death, because at the end of the day, right, if you're not eating for so long, I think people can go like a week or 2 weeks without food, right, and then their body starts to shut down, right, and that process a very rigorous process, man. Your body starts to eat its fat, and then if you don't have a lot of fat, right, once it runs through that fat, it starts to eat the muscle, it starts to eat, your organs, its tissues, body parts starts to go down, starts to shut off. You start to hallucinate, right? People are about to, trip out here, man. With the lack of food, it's about to be a hell of a time. And this is why the scriptures call it what? Right? The Jacob's trouble, right? A time like no other. Right? A time like no other. That's why it says what? Great death, right? Because a lot of people are going to die, right? By the different judgments that Yahweh Shem Shai is going to bring upon the earth, right? It says the beginning of wars and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? Right, man? Right? And really the only thing you can do, right? Or the only thing you should be doing, right? And can do, right? In order to escape the times that's coming is to get this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man. Right? Get into the scriptures, man. Listen to the prophets, the true prophets, Yahweh Shem Shai, which we believe through faith, right? The elder apostles of Great Millstone, down to the elder bishops, elders, and Akim that are pushing this gospel and truth and sincerity, right? Those like-minded men, That's the only thing you can do, man. Because Yahweh Shem Shai about to send these judgments out, man, on a very high scale, right? Verse 19, it says, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment, right? Let's go to that word amendment, right? Right, it says betterment, improvement, right? Correction, right? Rectification, correction, improvement, right? So Yahweh Shem Shai, and when you go into that word scourge, it goes into a whip, right? Yahweh Shem Shai is basically trying to whip y'all into shape, man. Y'all better get it. Y'all better get it. The Lord is really honestly showing y'all mercy, man, by having the prophets out here, right, going and filtering these events that are happening in the world, right, through the scriptures, letting you know the times that we're in, letting you know, hey, that Yahweh Shem Shai is visiting the world on such a high scale, and he's about to bring mass judgment, mass death, right, to the world, right? Jacob's trouble is right around the corner, right? And we went into just a couple things, right, that are ultimately going to be, happening, right, in the time of trouble, the time that's coming, right? Only a couple things, man. We didn't go into a whole bunch of things, right? We just named a few, right? And that right there should ultimately let you say, hey, we gotta get right, right? That's what you should be saying within your mind when you hear these events that are happening, man. Gotta get right, right? It says, verse 20 says, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor always be mindful of the scourges. And we know that 2/3 of the nation of Israel is not going to take heed, right? They're not going to take heed, right? This is why it says, Isaiah, the 65th chapter, we're going to go ahead and go there, right? Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 12, it says, therefore will I number you to the sword. Who's he talking about? Those that don't want to take heed, right? And he goes into that, right? It says, and the sword is ultimately, again, symbolic for the many different judgments that the Lord is finna bring, right, upon the wicked, right? Famine, right? Esau coming in like a flood. And, you people seeing apparitions, being, heart failing you for fear, and just a plethora of different things, man. These teeth of wild beasts. That's what's coming, right? Those are different forms of judgment, Right? It says, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter. Because that's what's going to happen. It's going to be a fucking mass slaughter out here, man. You know? It says, because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear. But did evil before mine eyes and did choose that wherein I delighted not. So because you didn't want to listen, right? Because you didn't want to take heed to the warning that's being given out, the Lord's going to give you unto these things, man. And we understand, right, that you not eating food, man. Like when you look up that process of not eating food for a period of time, what does starvation look like, or the process of starvation? It's not an easy process, man. It's a very slow, drawn out death, a very painful death, and a lot of people are going to die via starvation in these times. Let's go into Lamentations, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's 4. Right. Lamentations 4. In verse 8, it says, their visage is blacker than a coat. They are not known in the streets. Their skin cleaveth to their bones. Right. It is withered. It is become like a stick. Right. You've seen those videos of those Hamites being super fucking skinny, their belly all fat, but everywhere else on their body is skinny. That's fucking starvation, man. You start to see their ribs, you start to see their bones, you can see their veins. That's starvation. It says, they that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. It's better for you to just get a fucking bullet in your fucking head than for you to sit here and perish right through hunger, man. Again, like, it is a very slow, long, drawn out process, a very painful and excruciating process, man. It says, for these pine away, stricken through for the want of fruits of the field. It says, the hands of the pitiful woman have sought in their own children. They were their meat in the destruction of the daughter of my people. And we've seen countless, events of this happening, all throughout the scriptures, man. Right? A famine hitting the land, right? And then what? Cannibalism, right? Because that's what's going to happen afterwards. When there's no food, right? When these storehouses are empty, right? When people are raiding these homes, because that's what's going to happen, right? Second Esdras, the 15th chapter, the 19th verse. They're going to be kicking open. Matter of fact, we'll grab that real quick. They're going to be kicking open these doors, right? For lack of food. Second Esdras 15, and we'll just get to the point. I'll read verse 18. So, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Because that's the time that we're coming into, right? A very terrible time, right? You can read it in Jeremiah 30 and start at verse 5, right? Verse 19, and man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, no mercy, right? They're not gonna have no mercy. I'm hungry. I need to fucking eat, right? It says, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, right? No food, and for great tribulation, man. So this is what's coming, right? So once the storehouses are empty, they're gonna go run to these people's homes, man. Their neighbors, right? And what's gonna happen? These neighbors are gonna eventually steal all the food, right? Houses within miles are gonna be all raided, right? What's gonna happen then, man? It's not gonna be no food. You're gonna turn to cannibalism, but you see it right in the movie The Road, right? You see it in the movie The Book of Eli, right? You see it in all different types of movies, man. Right? People eventually, right, going to cannibalism, man, because they're hungry. And again, this is nothing new, right? Ecclesiastes 1:9, there's nothing new under the sun, right? That which has been is that which shall be. Let me grab an account. And what is that? 2 Kings 6, if I'm not mistaken. So verse 24, right? It says, and it came to pass after this that Ben-Hadad, king of Syria, gathered all his hosts and went up and besieged Samaria. And there was a great famine in Samaria, right? And behold, they besieged it until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver, and the fourth part of a cab of dove's dung for 5 pieces of silver. I mean, hyperinflation, man. right? Hyperinflation. I mean, we're talking about a donkey's head, right? Being sold for, right? It says right here, for 4 pieces of silver. 4 going into 80, right? Score meaning basically 2, right? 4 pieces of silver, 80 pieces of silver, right? When today a piece of silver or an ounce of silver is $30, right? You times that by 8, you know, that's 24. You had a 0 to, that's $240 for a fucking goddamn, you know, a donkey's head, which ain't even got a lot of meat on it, man, at all. Right? You ever seen a donkey up close? They got some cheek and lip meat. That's about it. Nothing else on there, man. You might get the ears, the eyeballs, the tongue, you know, but that's about it, man. You know, and then it says what? A cab of dove's dung, right? Shit, we're talking about bird shit for 5 pieces of silver, man. Right? 5 times 3, right? That's a right, 5 times 30 or 5 times 3, right, just 15, right, to add 0, that's $150 for some fucking shit, man. You know, there was no food, man, and this is what the time that we're approaching, right? There's not going to be any food. Second Esdras, what is that, 6 and 22? Storehouses appearing unsown. We're seeing with all the events that are taking place right now are leading to this moment in time, right? That's fastly approaching. Jacob's trouble, the hour of temptation, right? It says, I'll keep going. It says, and as the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, help, my lord, O king. And he said, if Yahweh do not help thee, whence shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor, out of the barn floor, or out of the winepress? And the king said unto her, what aileth thee? And she answered, this woman said unto me, give thy son that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. Right? Because again, right, this is what happens, right? When there's a famine in the land and there's no food, right? Cannibalism ultimately tends to be the next step. You know? It says, so we boiled my son and did eat him. And I said unto her, on the next day, give thy son that we may eat him. And she hath hid her son. So again, right, cannibalism is going to set in. This is the time that we're coming into where it's going to pop up and poke its head out, man. You know? In these times that are fastly approaching, right? And the only thing that you can do, right, is to get right with Yahweh Bashem El Shai. You know? That's the only thing that we can do. Right? Imagine a gang of people hungry, haven't eaten in, a couple weeks. Right? Their body's already starting to eat itself. They're starting to hallucinate. They literally look at you like you're a fucking burger, right? From the movie Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. If y'all haven't seen that movie, man, it's really a kid movie, but you know what I mean? If you, hey man, this starvation ain't no fucking joke, man. Starvation ain't no joke, right? And this is what's coming. All these different plants shutting down, food being taken off the shelves. You know, these are the times that we're fastly approaching, man. You know, and I don't want to make this too long, man, but I want to close out with this, right? Because Yahweh Shem El Shai is going to take care, of the elect in this time, right? We're going to go back to Isaiah, the 65th chapter. Because the Lord said what? He hath care for his elect, right? Those that ultimately take care, that serve him, right? Isaiah 65 and verse 13, it says, therefore thus saith Yahweh Bashem El Shai, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Again, those that don't want to listen, those are the ones that are going to be hungry. But those that are listening in these times, Yahweh Bashem El Shai, right, is going to take care of, right? Scriptures say that you give every needful thing in due season, man. You know? It says, behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. That's right, man. Right? So Lord will we be of that number. Yahweh Bashem El Shai going to take care of us, man. You know, we don't have to, ultimately worry about, these different things that are, that are coming upon the land. Right? Because Yahweh Bashem El Shai, that he said that he's going to cause a famine, in the land, right? Going back to Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter, But see, we ain't got to worry about that. Lord will, right? We be of that number, man. Right? Because Yahweh Bashem El Shai is going to protect us. Right? And I'll close out with this Job. Job chapter 5 and verse 19. It says, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yet in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. That's right, man. Right? And that 7th trouble, right, is going into those ICBM nuclear missiles. Right? And just before that, right, you got what? Jacob's trouble, that 6th trouble. or 7 being, ultimately the number of completion, man. But it says, verse 20, in famine he shall redeem thee from death, right? It says, and in war from the power of the sword, right? So this is what's coming for the elect, right? Yahweh Shem Shai, right? Delivering us from those situations, man. Right? We know, go back to accounts of, Elijah, right? Where Yahweh Shem Shai ultimately had him, right? In the famine, famine in the land, right? Had him basically go to, and guided him to a brook, right? The brook Cherith, right? Gave him water, right? And had, ravens ultimately feed him, right? In the morning and in the evening, man. So the Lord very well could be doing those things for us, right? And those are accounts that we have to continue to meditate on, right? And continue to, trust and believe that Yahweh Shem Shai is going to do those same things for us, right? Because he said he will, right? It says, thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, and neither shalt thou be afraid of the destruction when it cometh. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. That's right, man. Right? So we continue to trust and believe in Yahweh Shem Shai, right? And he will protect us, man. Lord, will we be of that number? Just continue to pray, continue to watch, right? Continue to, prove your faith in these times, man. So with that, Lord will, is edifying, Lord will, straight to the point. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash, double honors to the elder apostles, as the bishop's great millstone. Till next time, I say shalom.